all things mum. I'm here with the lovely Amy and Kate today from Secrets of the School Run. How are you?
Good.
Yes,
thank you
I'm so glad to have you guys here. I literally pissed myself laughing listening to your
Thank you.
podcast.
Yeah, that's what we want.
It is like my tonic on the way to work, like driving to work, chuckling to myself about your vag flaps. And
You gotta, yeah, thank you. I mean, they appear a lot. Not appear, but we hear
your
about them a
dogs
lot.
humping each other.
Yeah,
and
it's like, you gotta
it's
put
Willy
them-
getting stuck, and I'm just chuckling to myself in the car.
Good.
Like,
We want moms to feel like they have to put on like a Tena in order to listen.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We have a good time doing it, so
Yeah.
I'm glad you do as
We
well.
piss ourselves too.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. So don't worry.
Definitely. Well, I love it, ladies.
Thank you.
And could you start, Amy, by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I would love to. So I'm Amy. I've got 3 girls. I've got a nearly 16-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 9-year-old who I love.
Yeah.
Slightly challenging.
Just slightly.
Today we started GCSEs with one of them, so that was a big step.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay chill about it because I'm sure like it was just last week I was doing my own GCSEs and now I've got a child who is doing them. And then trying not to feel the mum guilt of leaving the other 2 just watching their, screens.
Yeah.
While we do the revision. So it's biology tomorrow.
Oh, God.
So the 3 girls and of course 3 dogs. Because we have to make...
Because Amy's an underachiever.
Yeah.
So she has to do everything half-assed.
I have to... For every child there has to be a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch the space to even it up. Yeah.
And love the dogs as much as my kids. Am I allowed to say that on
I don't know.
camera?
They're not
Yeah,
watching.
I think
It's
that's
fine.
I've basically got 6 kids, guys. So.
I mean,
lot.
I called my kids twats on Instagram today, so you're
And
allowed
we just,
to say
I
that
just
you
told you I
love
loved
them.
it.
Yeah.
Because we can all relate.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Well, they are.
Exactly. And Kate, tell us about you.
Yeah, so I don't have 3 kids, 3 dogs. I have 1. Not dog,
But
child.
she is enough.
She is.
I thought you were going to say she is like a dog.
No. Not yet.
She just beg for food.
Like, yeah, again, watch the space, yeah. I want a snack. No, she's just over 2 years old. Clearly I'm not originally from here.
Never. I
Where
wouldn't
are you
have guessed. I
from?
wouldn't have guessed.
Detect an accent.
A little accent. Yeah, so I grew up in the States, was born and raised in the States. But I've actually been in the performing industry for my whole life. So as an actress and performer. So I ended up kind of, you go where the...
Kate is an amazing singer.
Oh.
Absolutely
Oh,
amazing
that's
singer.
great. Thank you.
I just had to say that because you are.
No, that's really
Wait,
sweet.
why haven't you done this on the podcast?
I know. I keep asking her to.
Yeah, I
We
don't
have
know.
a whole section where you sing.
Yeah.
And I sing.
No, don't.
I
Every
sing.
once in a while, Amy sings, and I just bust in
your
with
your little jingles when you're announcing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
Thank you.
It's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Amy's
I'll leave
also
it
a
to you.
really good singer.
Oh. I can't tell if you're being serious.
No, I'm not
or
being serious. So no, but
I'm so happy for a
I
minute.
ended up spending about all of my 20s in Hong Kong working for Disney.
Oh, amazing.
So
Are you going to say the character that you were?
No.
She was a
On
character.
on
She was
stage.
one
Were
of
you a
the
face
characters.
character?
No, I was a like performer, like on stage,
okay.
a show.
Yeah. Oh.
One of the princesses.
Oh, my brother-in-law was a
She was
prince,
into
one of the
beasts.
princes.
What?
Yes.
Who was he? Do tell.
Eric, Prince Eric.
Oh, not my
Yes,
prince.
Not your prince.
My princess was into bestiality. That's all I'm gonna say.
Her prince was Harry.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like she
okay.
liked that if you get the
He turns into a prince, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He really wasn't my favorite. He's not that handsome, but it's fine.
But you
I-
got to wear the yellow dress.
I got to wear the yellow dress and do the things and all that, so it was really nice. And then ended up, now I am a voice actor and met my husband in Hong Kong. He's British Chinese. We moved back here, so now I'm here.
And you're here
And I'm here
with your one child.
with my one little child, no dogs.
No dogs.
Yet. But yeah,
She will.
I know, maybe, probably.
Maybe probably.
Everyone does it. I said to Amy, I was like, why does everybody out where we live have bunnies?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, like what do you
Bunnies?
do with a bunny?
Stroke it?
I don't know why I'm
don't
asking
know.
you.
They're
I'm
not
assuming,
as good
I know
as
you don't have
dogs.
bunnies.
I
They're
mean,
not.
I'm not going to lie, you're putting me off dogs a little bit with the podcast. Because
One of my dogs is a girl and 2 are boys, and the girl dog was recently in season. And even though the boy dogs have had the snip, they didn't seem to mind. They were all over her. So my younger daughter,
Yeah.
had a lot of biology lessons.
Yeah, she did.
Because they
the
still
birds and
do
the
it.
bees.
At least
And
there's
they get locked together.
look. At least
for
there's
like
some
20 minutes.
There's some
Oh,
there's some
Jesus.
humping going on in that house right now, so it's good. was like, go girl.
My youngest daughter had a play date as well, and I had to explain to another child what was happening, and I didn't feel that was appropriate.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
How does one even explain that? This is how dogs make babies.
Yeah.
And actually, humans can make
It's
babies
not
like
too
this
dissimilar.
too.
Yeah. Go into the kitchen and watch right now what's happening. So anyway,
Oh
yes.
my gosh.
That's the dogs for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
won't be getting dogs anytime soon.
Cool. Yeah.
You can borrow one of mine anytime.
Yeah. There you go.
I've got enough.
Yeah. Each one of yours. So, ladies, how did you come about starting this podcast, and why did you start your podcast?
Aw, Kate.
Yeah. So we live near a school. And when my daughter was younger, she used to really enjoy to watch the school run from her window.
Yeah.
Really just she liked to wave at people. And so, you know, I mean, we
You
saw...
get some really interesting characters.
We
on the
see a
school
lot.
run, don't you?
We hear a lot.
All types.
But I didn't actually know Amy at this point because we had recently moved into the neighborhood. And so one day I was out on a walk. Well, I was almost at a dog walk. One day I was out walking my daughter, and I walked past Amy's, and you were putting out your Halloween decorations.
Not any Halloween
No,
decorations.
that's true.
My husband is mega into Halloween, and he was making a spider web out of rope that went from an upstairs window down to the front drive.
It was pretty epic.
But tying the knots and making the web himself, and that's when we bumped into Kate.
Yeah.
Which is probably the
So
only
as
one.
an American, you fell in love.
I mean, so you know.
I've been to Florida at Halloween.
Yes.
I know.
Stop.
And we
It's so massive.
Right?
It's
and we were
big.
the only ones on the street that actually did this level.
We do it big as
No
well,
way.
and no one else does.
Yes.
And it's a bit sad because
Well,
we go out
yes.
trick or treating and everyone's turned their lights off, and we're like, where do we go? Like, there's no one.
Yeah, my husband he takes pride in it, doesn't he?
He does.
He
And
starts
your house
planning it.
is...
You can't miss our house. He
I
dresses
love
up
it.
and everything, and it's
Oh,
the ring.
that's
So
properly
he
scary.
actually loves watching the kids come up the drive on the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
And depending on their age, he'll really freak them out if they're teenagers, and they run screaming down the drive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that's how we
bonded over Halloween
and then we bonded over our love for true crime podcasts.
Oh, love it.
Which we don't want to do because it's way too much work. So then we thought we should do a podcast together.
Let's do a
Yeah.
podcast because you're already in the voiceover industry. You've got a good voice for podcasts.
I
Well,
think you both have good voices.
Do you
I listen
think?
to her voice and I think her voice is so sexy.
Thank you. I said the
Oh,
same thing. Oh,
was
go
that the time I was
on.
really ill with a cold?
No, it was the most recent episode. I
I?
think it has such a sexy voice.
There you go.
So you both have
about
great
that. Thank
voices.
you.
She's gonna stop giving me compliments now.
So-
But yeah, no, I think it was actually just because I had the equipment. But then
But we bonded over like how silly we both thought each other were, and how we liked the reality of our stories of mumhood.
we
Yeah.
felt like we could be honest with each other about everything that happens in not only just on the school run. I mean,
Yeah.
from when you're talking about your beaver, or you're talking about your kids saying the word
70s
penis,
Yeah.
or yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, but we just felt like we could be honest with each other and just laugh.
Yeah.
And that was what was so important. And we started off with our first episode was Secrets of the School Run, but then now it's morphed into each week we have a different topic,
Yeah.
and mums, parents, dads, mums mainly,
Yeah.
write in and they share their embarrassing and hilarious stories. And I think it's really good because it makes us feel like we're not alone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you feel the same
Oh,
way.
yeah, definitely.
With people who say,
Definitely.
yeah.
And I think what's so nice for us is that we realise that it's not just us that make a fool of ourselves.
No.
We have an embarrassing story.
Yeah,
an
no,
hilarious
it's
story.
Yeah.
Done something silly in a really public situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me particularly, we've all been there. Like,
Yeah.
I do feel like that's become a catchphrase on our podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like,
Amy's been there a lot more than most people. I'm at the beginning of we've all been there stage, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But you all need those mum friends, don't you, that you can just be honest with and be like, do you know what? Today's been shit. My kids are twats. And
Yeah.
like, you know, I've done this today. Like, I've accidentally squirted someone in public with breast milk or whatever.
love it.
Like, yeah.
Yes,
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Let's talk about, but then it's actually really hard to find those mum friends. I
Yeah.
think, that you can be authentic with.
Yeah.
I find myself walking away because we just started the school run, the nursery run,
Yeah.
right? I walk away from so many conversations and I think, why the hell did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a conversation, and I told my husband this morning. I said, I ran into so-and-so. She lives on your street, and she was doing gardening, and her son is in the same age as my daughter.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, your garden looks so lovely, and she's like, thanks, it's so much hard work. And I don't know why. So I was like, yeah, my husband's really into like scarifying. That's
What's
awful chat. So bad. And
What is that?
I don't even make me explain it. It just makes your
Is it something to do with gardening?
yeah, it does. It makes your garden look ugly. And then I walked away and I was like, that's so. No wonder I don't have any friends. That's awful. And my husband even said, he's like, Kate, that's such bad chat. Did you apologize? No. But it is hard to find those mum friends, I think. So when you find, you don't need many.
Yeah.
When you find like one or a few, it's...
Exactly, yeah. And that's what this podcast is about as well, as like just finding those people that are honest and can be honest with you as well. Yeah. There's so many times that I've been on the school run and I've said something and I've been like, you dickhead. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because these mums don't get it.
And my youngest, because we've got
She's
we've got an age gap.
Yeah.
So she is 6 years younger than her next older sister.
Yeah.
So she's exposed to obviously dog sex.
Yeah.
But also but also
dog porn.
a lot of concepts that the other two would never have been.
Yeah.
And so when she goes on a play date, I'm always like, fingers crossed, because I don't know what she's going to come out with.
Yeah.
She's got a 16-year-old sister.
Yeah.
You know, she's kicked me in the shin and flipped me the bird on the school run before.
And she called her a bitch.
Because I wouldn't carry her backpack.
Oh my God.
I love it.
And so it's like
so
those kind of stories that you can tell people and actually not feel like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's how we
started.
And that's what we want the podcast to achieve.
Be. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
A safe space for mums.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we all need that as well. I think I finally got like 1 or 2 on the school run. My daughter's only in year 1, so I've got to the point now where I figured out who I can like say stuff in front of.
Yeah,
Seriously.
exactly. No.
All the dance mums. My little daughter's a dancer.
We're gymnastics with my daughter.
Isn't that
but
a whole
it's the dads, so I'm fine. Like the dads take them to gymnastics.
That's great.
With a coffee and they just get the paper.
They're literally like, all right, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're like, it's fine. No drama here.
Yeah, no drama.
It's
so,
okay.
Yeah, we're all good with gymnastics, but I can imagine dance mums.
Well, we considered, didn't we, doing an episode on the competitive dance mums, and I just thought, I think it's going too far. They might listen to
Are they like the dance mums of dance mums?
100%.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Amy's not.
Really?
Of course I'm not.
No, you're not. But you're actually not.
I'm in touch with reality.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are living their life again through their child.
Yeah.
But I've also got 2 other children, so I have to balance out and make sure. Not everything's about dance.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, even though she
I think I might be a secret dance mum though, because I'm secretly like, I really want her to win. I'm like,
but like I feel like every mum is like that.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
I mean, my daughter was in the garden with a friend like a few weeks ago, and she was being such a brat, and she went, my mummy's the best, and I was like, yeah, no, I am. Keep going. I was like, no, my mummy's best. No, I am. So it just starts from a young age. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, who am I kidding? When she wins, I'm like,
Yeah.
fist pumping.
I'm the same. I've got another competition coming up for my daughter in July, and I'm like, yeah, let's gear it up. Let's start practicing at home. Come on, you need to step up your game now.
Let me see those splits.
Yeah, that leg hold. The whole garden's full of mats. It's like, definitely.
Honestly, secret dance mum over here.
She can so branch into dance from gymnastics as well.
I know, but she just doesn't want to.
Yeah, no, she's not going to. No,
Amy, don't. Acro these days.
Yeah,
a lot of acro in dance.
She does like a bit of acro because she's seen it on this weird program on the telly. She's seen a lot of acro, but no, she's not into dance just yet.
You wait.
I'm going to be I'm going to be a proper dance mum.
It's another watch the space moment right now.
I don't think my bank account can cope with another hobby. Seriously,
it's okay. We did do an episode on clubs.
Yes.
Because that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other
podcast episode, isn't it? Speaking of your podcast, can you share some of your favourite stories that you've had in? Because there's been some whoppers, haven't there?
That's so difficult, isn't it?
It's
I don't know
so
how to
hard.
pick.
I think
Go on.
Sometimes we get stories in and we actually think, like, these can't be real.
Yeah.
But they are real.
I get some like that as well.
Do
and
you?
I'm like,
yeah.
Did that happen?
Did that actually happen? And that's why it's like, okay, this is why we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
You know? I can think of 2 off the top of my head that. So we had a mum write in. We did an episode on ways that our kids embarrass us.
Mm-hmm.
This mum wrote in, and she had a tattoo on her foot of a heart, and she got pregnant, and her feet got really swollen, and so her feet stretched, and the tattoo ended up to look like a giant penis on her foot. Just a giant penis tattoo on her foot. And her and her husband were laughing about it.
Like that.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, we did make a joke. Now I remember I did make a joke about it. You know, she's kind of like, like it flopped out on her foot. So it's this massive penis. And she was talking about it in front of her child, and I don't think she realized that, and they listen.
Oh, yeah.
And they repeat. Yeah. So they went to a birthday party, and her son, they brought out the cake, and in the middle, right before they started singing, her son said, "My mommy's got a penis on her foot." and she, and Amy and I talk a lot about this. You try to explain things away, and it makes it so much worse, right?
Just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it. But we still
own it. Own the penis on your foot.
But we don't learn from the penis. We didn't learn because we still try to explain things away. And she just said, bless her, I think she said something along the lines of, "Well, I do, but I don't. But it didn't start as a penis. It hasn't always been a penis on my foot. It was a heart, but it's a penis tattoo. But it didn't always." And she just said, she's like, I just was like, screw it. The second one, we had a mom write in, and we call her PWP, P-dubs.
Short for?
Because she signed off on her story. She was anonymous, but she signed off parenting with pubes.
Oh.
And she was our first episode, and bless her, she's actually, we all parent with pubes, don't we? But she wrote in, and she told a story that she was in her kitchen. Her kitchen faced the front of the house. No, it wasn't me. And her toddler walked into the kitchen and pulled her trousers down, like her pajama bottoms. And instead of, and this is fine, like in the privacy of our home, we would all do the same thing. She put her hands on her hips, and she said, "No, we don't do that. We don't pull people's trousers down." And the kid ran up and took his little nubby hands and pulled out some of her pubes.
Oh my God.
And she screamed, but as she screamed, she looked to her window, and her father-in-law was in the window because she had forgotten that it was his turn to do the school run, and he saw everything.
I'm sorry, but of all the people, I would have preferred the delivery driver.
I don't care.
At least they've seen it before.
They've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
I know.
There's another one of my favourite
That's
stories.
yours. So yeah, go ahead. It's not one of yours.
It was actually, can I say it? She's going to kill me. It was actually my sister that wrote it.
Oh, really? That's so funny.
It was my sister, always a classic.
Yeah.
And she was very, very heavily pregnant.
Yeah.
And for years, she'd known the DPD driver. Like, they were really good friends because she had a lot of deliveries. And she was heavily pregnant, so she decided on this morning when he made a delivery to quickly put a robe on and stretch, the belt round and tie it tight. Sometimes when someone makes a delivery, that they say, "Can I take a photo?" to check you've received the parcel. So he said, "I'm going to take a photo with you with the parcel." And at that point, she doesn't know why, she decided to bend down to pick up the parcel and the whole robe, just full frontal.
They've seen it, though.
With a DPD.
But that photo exists now somewhere.
Like, he took the photo.
Where does that go other than your email?
She thinks it's in some DPD hub.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Probably.
But what I think is so funny is she's never seen him again.
Oh my God.
He's just resigned.
I'm not
delivering to that road anymore. I've seen.
Or just in general, maybe he just quit.
I've seen enough.
Yeah, maybe he's like, bye. I don't need to see any more of that stuff.
I'm sure they've seen worse though, honestly. I remember breastfeeding.
Yes.
And I've literally mid-feed and they've come to the door and I've got like one boob like out under my bra, one over the top of my bra, and there's just like boob everywhere.
They've seen. We have a DPD driver in our neighborhood. We call him DPD.
He's actually a bit of a celeb on our podcast.
Yeah, we call him DPD Dan. Yeah, and DPD. Actually, I haven't seen him for a while. Speaking of,
maybe you guys have scared.
I know. Maybe
exactly.
But DPD Dan has seen everything. Bless him. And and I've actually apologized.
Yeah,
I've said I'm sorry.
Sorry for what you see.
You asked him once if he'd done a poo.
He
thought you did, but you were speaking to your daughter.
No, so what happened is we got, thank you. Yes, thanks for that.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
what?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
excuse me, Dan. Did you do a giant shit? No, we had gotten back from nursery and it was like a warm day. And I left the front door open and my daughter and I were in the kitchen. Anyway, and I wanted to know if she had pooed at nursery. You just ask, right? It's like the nursery chat. I said, "How was nursery?" She said, "It's fine." I said, "Okay." And then, Play-Doh and all the one-word things. And then I said, "Did you poo?" And she goes, "What?" And I said, "Did you poo?" Not realizing that DPD Dan was delivering a package and he was basically in our entryway. And he goes, "Excuse me, I didn't. I haven't pooed yet." And I thought, who's that? Like, who is that? And it was DPD on. And my daughter, anyway, and not you, my daughter.
You should get DPD Dan on your podcast.
Oh my god!
Actually,
he would love it because you remember when he invited himself into my house to fill his water bottle up?
You invited him to fill his water bottle, didn't you? He also cuts the ribbon on our lights. Like ceremony, Christmas light ceremony.
He's a DPD man.
I know we don't know yet. We'll get back to you. Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. But anyway,
find out why DPD Dan is so famous. Who knows?
Yeah.
He can tell a lot. He should come on our podcast. I bet he's got.
I bet he has
many
so many stories.
Yeah. Of all the like body parts he's seen.
Yeah.
Like the moments that he's walked in on.
Everything. Filling his water bottle at strangers' homes. Amy just invites everyone into her house. It's like stranger danger, not a thing.
Yeah.
But besides the DPD, what was the other one? You had.
Oh, another story?
Yeah. What was
Do we have time for another story?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my gosh, my favourite one is about poo again.
We love a good poo story.
There's always poo stories on this podcast.
So many poo stories, so many wee stories.
Yeah.
We did a whole episode on it.
Actually, I think an episode, bladder and bowel fails.
I think you would be surprised how many mums have actually like shat themselves.
Yeah, and pissed themselves.
Totally, all the time.
So in this circumstance, it was Gemma from Worcestershire. Because she often writes in.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Gemma from Worcestershire.
Hi, Gemma. Or as the Americans say, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Yeah,
that was hilarious. Yeah, to say that.
Just forget it. Can't even.
What about Gloucestershire?
I know.
Gloucestershire.
I can say Gloucestershire, or the one that I really love was York. What do the Americans say? Yorkshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
York.
That's the one you really like.
That's not right. I like Worcestershire. Anyway, tell me about Gemma.
Sorry.
Yes.
Gem. She did something very exciting. Mm-hmm. She went to an aloe vera party. Aloe vera?
What in God's name is an
aloe
vera party?
She asked, and I was like, what?
Oh my god!
It's like one of those pyramid schemes.
Oh yeah, I know what pyramid scheme is.
In like a gang, and you have drinks, and you purchase some aloe vera products.
Oh, okay.
And I think you can buy or you can purchase shots of aloe vera.
Oh, okay.
And I think you're supposed to have like 1 or 2.
Right.
I think she had a few.
Gemma went a bit crazy.
Let's just say, didn't really agree with her guts.
No.
She went upstairs, bless her, in someone else's house that she hardly knew. But there was a queue for the toilet. So she thought, I'll just hold it. And then she couldn't hold it. But the sad thing is she was getting a lift home with her friend's husband. In the car, and it was quite a journey home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And on the way home, it was like the sweats.
Yeah.
And she was like, stop the car. So I think he had to pull over on the side of a motorway, and she sort of hobbled out, like, with her friend and her husband in the car, like, all right, Jem. Like, literally.
Headlights on.
Pull everything down side of the road and go.
Oh, my God.
But it was such a mess, sorry, Jem, that she had to leave her pants by the side of the road.
I'd do the same.
Yes,
like when my kids have a poo accident, I'm like, nope, goodbye.
I don't need
just toss that in the bin.
I think she wrote in later, didn't she? Because we asked for an update.
And she
went back.
Yeah.
Because they were really good pants.
Oh.
So she
See if the rain had like...
That's it. They were gone.
They were gone. It was an animal.
Some creepy man somewhere has got shit stains.
Or like poor guy that's
council worker.
Yeah, who's like clean a poor. Oh god. Anyway, so yes, so there's a lot of,
and they're still her friends,
which is good.
Yeah,
they never met. She got back in the car.
Yeah,
they never said anything. She didn't say anything, and they drove home.
Yeah,
and here we go.
Yeah,
it happens. It happens. I had a sick bug a couple of weeks ago. Thankfully, I made it to the toilet, but I was calling my husband, and I was like, help me, because it was coming out of both ends.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to do. And I was like, do I put my head down the toilet or my bum down the toilet? Like,
it's bridesmaids. Look away.
Look away.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing it. You're shitting in the street.
I love that.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
But I always say this on this podcast, and it's a weird sentence to say, but I must have a really strong sphincter, because I've never shat myself, but I have pissed myself, so I make up for it.
Is there a bladder sphincter? Because I've got a weak one of those.
Isn't that called a...
That's like a pelvic floor bladder.
Kate knows. We speak a lot about me wetting myself.
You do wet yourself.
I was taking a risk wearing beige today, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, congratulations. We're nearly at the end.
Thank
you've not
you.
peed.
I know, it's fine.
I think it's something about a Take That concert that makes me wet myself.
It might be the excitement of Take That.
So exciting.
Just like excited pee. You know, like dogs do. Like they pee themselves when they're excited.
Thank you. Full circle. Back to the dogs.
Anyway. End it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, we all do it. So as your catchphrase says, we've all
been there.
We've all been.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And mine was actually on my 100th podcast episode in Playlist Live in Reading. So thanks, guys. I pissed on your floor.
Sign of a good time.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's great time. It's great time.
Amazing.
Shall we get the wheel in and you guys can have a spin of the wheel?
Let's do
The
it.
Wheel of Fortune.
Misfortune.
Misfortune.
Okay. Oh.
Yes. Kate, do you want to go first?
Okay.
So some of these
Yes.
are audience submissions and some are questions for you guys. So.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, I wanted rank bank.
I
so
know.
bad. Confessions. So I have
Okay.
some confessions from my audience and we can react to them.
Okay, good. Okay.
nice.
Oh, perfect.
This
Okay.
is a nice one.
Okay.
I think. I had sex last month with my husband. Congratulations!
Yay!
You
You
still
go.
got it.
Go
You still got
for
it.
it.
2 weeks postpartum. Oh, that
What?
makes me sore. And I
Oh,
think
jeez.
I'm pregnant. My
Oh.
baby
Ooh.
is only 8 weeks old.
Ah,
Oh.
Yeah.
One thing.
Good luck with that.
How?
I know.
How did you get a penis in there? Wait,
I'm
did it say? Oh, it didn't say that she had a C-section or vaginally. So
either,
but
way.
either way.
You have a catheter up there as well.
How
like
does
if
she
you have a
have
cesarean.
time?
Oh yeah.
Because
Also, like the energy and just wanting to do it in general.
Yeah,
Because I was
am
like
3 years postpartum, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm like
like
at 9, but I'm still.
yeah, exactly.
mean-
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Congrats.
Send us an update.
That's so
But
lovely.
good luck. Also, what would that age difference be?
Yeah.
Baby is 8 weeks old.
Maths,
Oh,
who's
very
good
Well,
at maths?
so with my two are 16 months apart, my oldest
Yeah.
two, and I remember my second one, I love you to bits, but you are a surprise.
Mm.
And I remember showing my husband the pregnancy test, and he was like, "Oh my God, you kept our first baby! You kept a pregnancy test! Oh, that's so
Because
cute."
he
I was
couldn't
like,
possibly fathom that
because
there
it
would
was
be
such a
another
shock
one.
Yeah,
at
there's
the
no
time.
more.
I was like, "No, my darling, it's another one."
Oh my god! Yeah, my second was a whoopsie as well, but
Yeah.
there's 2 years, and even
Right,
that I was like,
know.
shit.
I'm not ready.
I guess I'm waiting for my whoopsie.
Yeah, yeah.
Are
No,
you?
no.
Get a dog instead.
No,
Get a dog.
Or a
Wait, aren't
bunny.
dogs harder?
Yeah, I know. I don't think
Baby's
it's a lot
easier,
more
baby's
like
easier.
a lot more helping.
But
Anyway,
I think
yes.
there'll be 2 under 1, right?
Wow.
Would it?
Is that like even worse
think
than
Yes,
twins?
yes.
That's like twins on steroids.
Yeah,
isn't it?
because
you-
twins are both
yeah.
doing the same thing.
At the
so
same
you
time.
can kind of like.
Yeah.
But if you've got one that's just slightly like walking, just started walking, and a newborn.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
You
the,
might even still be breastfeeding if you're
Yeah,
breastfeeding.
yeah.
Like, you could just go
So
straight.
you've got like a 1-year-old on one tit and a newborn.
I was
on the
gonna say
other
it's
tit.
not like you can. It's like it's a lot quite heavy on
Can
one
we
and
have her
then
on
quite
our
light on the
podcast?
other.
She would
Yeah,
be an
right?
amazing guest.
They, they want you on their podcast.
Please,
whoever submitted
again,
this.
congratulations.
Bring both babies.
Yeah, no judgment here.
Yeah.
At all. Really.
Oh my god, seriously. Yeah, good luck because I
Oh,
don't
well
think
done.
I had sex for like 6 months. So
And
2
lucky man.
weeks. I know.
Are you saying?
Lucky
Like,
man.
he
yeah.
must. What has he got?
I know.
Yeah.
I
He must have
again,
like,
right in.
the
Tell
magic
us.
touch. My post the other day on Instagram though, like if my husband does bedtime, like I'm anyone's. Like seriously.
I did see that.
Yeah.
My husband's doing bedtime. Our husbands are doing bedtime tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mine just goes good upstairs now.
Yeah,
We're that
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
No,
Just
mine
keep it
still has
yourself
to do
it.
all the things.
If I see him doing like laundry or loading the dishwasher,
Acts
I'm
of
like,
service.
get in that bedroom now.
That's
So
Did you?
yeah, yeah,
Let's go. Our last episode that we just released was on partners,
yeah.
and I mean the amount of the things that people wrote in were like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly the kind of crap that we're dealing with.
Like,
Yeah.
when are
Or
they
we
going to
love.
realise that we don't just want them to grab our boobs?
No,
and then
or like
do you
hump
fan-
us when we're loading the
fancy it
dishwasher.
like that?
What is that? Or like stick a finger up your ass
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're loading.
Are
a
you using both
dishwasher.
hands washing up and grab your crotch?
Yeah.
No, that's not
No.
what turns me on. It's like maybe actually bathing a
Yeah.
child.
Or my
once.
husband the other day started swinging his penis around, and I was like, no,
Girl, wait, I have a lot. I mean, so that's a
Don't get
lot.
too excited.
No wonder
Okay,
you
fine.
didn't do it
I
postpartum.
know.
I know.
But seriously, I was like, you go swing that thing over to the dishwasher, and I might think about it. But right now, no.
It's just
thank
like
you.
it's like on the counter,
Swing
just
it
like
around.
wipe it. Yeah, it's like it's fine. mean?
They need to listen to our podcast and realise that's what we want.
I'm like, maybe don't pick your nose always in front of me, like, if you want to have sex tonight. Maybe don't snore. Take your socks off and just throw them on the floor.
Oh, the socks thing.
Why do they have to take their socks off?
He does it every day. As soon as he gets in from work, and I don't even like looking at feet. So I'm like, when are you going to learn?
Amy has a foot thing.
Yeah, the opposite of a fetish.
No, she can't. And to the point where I actually almost apologized when I got into the car that my grippers were out.
That's what the teens call them.
Oh, they call them grippers. I'm learning.
Who calls them grippers?
My daughters.
Teens.
Yeah. Grippers.
Oh, Jesus. I've got lots of words to
Put
learn.
your grippers away, Mum.
What's a gripper?
Feet.
Foot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like shoes are now kicks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like gripper means like slightly ugly foot.
Oh,
Which is basically what they're saying to me.
Oh, that's what I call my own now.
An old lady foot.
Whoops.
Lovely.
Anyway.
Rude.
I forgot who spun first.
Me, I did. You go. You spin.
Oh, it was so nearly ranked.
Biggest motherhood
pet
peeve.
Oh, I feel like there's many. How do you possibly choose?
Pet peeve. Oh, have you got one?
Girl, I didn't spin the wheel. Biggest motherhood pet peeve, like with our partner or like our child? Probably our child.
Anything, I suppose. Even like judgy mums or like husbands, children.
So like I lead quite a busy life after school because my middle daughter dances a lot.
Yeah.
And so like one of my pet peeves is the mums that, and this is just my mum guilt, probably speaking, and like me feeling bad about myself. Yeah. But it's the ones that bake with their kids, read with their kids, do all the homework is always done, do all the crafts.
Does anyone do all those things though? Like, for real?
But that's when you see the social media. Or like the mums.
But though, have they just grabbed a bowl, filled it with flour, snapped a picture of their kid with a wooden spoon, and then gone, right, piss off, go get your tablet.
Yeah, and they put some like, these are the moments, you know, like some like backup music, and you're like, oh my god,
always looks so bloody clean.
But then it is music though, because if somebody would be like, turn down for, you wouldn't have the same reaction. Yeah. So,
but also there's those real homes influencers that show you, I've just taken this beautiful picture of my kitchen, but then they turn the camera around and all the shit's just been pushed out of the way.
I really like that.
So,
Insta versus reality.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
like why I would never do reels at my house, because there wouldn't be an inch that is
not
covered. Do you know what I mean? But then that's real life.
Yeah, I do the speed cleans on my stories. Like when I have child-free time, I do like half an hour of like speed cleaning, and the before is like a car crash. There's just shit everywhere. And I'm like,
but I like to see that. I don't like to go to a play date where the house is immaculate. It just doesn't feel right.
No, I agree. I agree.
And when someone goes, I'm so sorry, my house is a mess, I'm like, I love it, because I feel immediately at home. This is what it's like our house.
The worst is when they say, oh my gosh, come on over, but I'm so sorry, the house is a mess, and you walk in and it's like,
I'm so guilty of that though.
And you're like,
guilty.
You know, are you? And I'm
because
just like,
I will literally, if I've got someone coming over, I will literally clean everywhere, and then they'll walk in the door and I'll be like, I'm so sorry, it's such a mess, I haven't cleaned in days. And then they just walk in like, Jesus, so this is what it's like when it's messy.
Well, it's good to know if we ever play date at yours.
Exactly.
Then, you know,
But that's another reason we started the podcast as well, is because we were like, we are real, and loads of people are real, and we want to show people that
that everybody's in the same boat. I mean, I definitely think judgy parent. We're all worried about being judged. It's human nature.
What book level is your daughter on?
Oh God.
Oh Christ.
Oh, my Hugo is on pink. Oh, he's a free reader and he's only 5.
I don't know what any of that means, but the way that I relate, I can remember dropping my daughter off at nursery for the first day, and they said, right, you know, they want to know a little bit about her, right? Like, right, so what is her favorite song? Is it Wheels on the Bus or Twinkle Twinkle?
Such a good English.
Smack my bitch up.
And how did you know? Very close. It's almost. And then I thought, oh my gosh, and it's her favorite song is Lizzo, About Damn Time.
Oh, love it.
She's a huge Lizzo fan, my daughter, and she knows every word. And I thought, oh, am I going to say it? Am I going to say it? And I did think, you know, there was a moment, all joking aside, you're like, this is going to be a reflection of my parenting, and, you know, what are they going to think? Anyway, I just said it. I said Lizzo, About Damn Time. And they were like, right, okay. So you know what they did? They went home, they learned the whole song, and they came to nursery the next day, and they sang it to her.
Yeah.
And I think
Cute.
that's, and I think that, you know, I mean, of course she's going to be like me. We're cut from the same cloth. She is a little bit of me. I mean, she's a bit of my husband too, but she's more me. You know, but you worry so much about being judged.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you probably had all the mums going, why the hell is my child coming back from nursery singing about damn time?
Yeah, she's like, in a minute.
You started something.
But body positivity, you
but
know,
this is
like girl power.
Do you know what I told her when Lizzo put out that post on social media that said that she
Which one? She's got her ass out all the time.
Yeah, but no, she did one about a month ago that said that she was done.
Oh no.
And with music, like she just said, I am done. And I read it out loud and I just said, my gosh. And I said to my daughter, Lizzo's 2. Lizzo, yeah, she's 2. I said, Lizzo's done. She's like, Mummy. But what? No, Mummy, not done. And I was like, I will let her know.
Yeah.
It's like my 9-year-old now can rap the whole of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I can lick it, I can ride it while I slip it and slide it. I can do all the little things to keep the dick up inside it. And like she's in the car with friends, and I'm like,
the best part is
we rapped to worse when we were kids.
We
like some of the shit that we used
and that's
to
gonna
rap
be
to.
like oldies.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
know it's
considered
about
oldies.
penis and sex.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know back then that we were rapping about like vaginas and dick and getting wet in the club. Like, we didn't know what that meant.
We thought it was raining.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it raining in that club?
Like, I love this song. It's about rain. No.
And then one day they'll figure it out just like us, and we'll be like, shit.
It's like when you watch Grease and you didn't realise the whole pregnancy thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, Rizzo. She was pregnant.
What? I'm just kidding. No, I personally know that. I just wanted to see her. Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of things. A lot of things you watch back.
Exactly.
Our age.
But if you try and shield them from it, you can guarantee they'll be the ones that go off and like do things behind their parents' backs. Like I've taught my child the swear words, and she knows what they mean, so that if someone says them to her, she can be like, no, you don't say that, or I know what that means, and that's not okay. So it's good. Not shielding them from that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I read a story actually the other day about this mum that taught her daughter the F word. And she did it purposely. Her daughter doesn't know any of the other swear words. Yeah. But she said, if somebody tries to grab you or take you or hurt you, yell that word. And she said, because think about it. She said, if my daughter's at the playground with a bunch of screaming kids, if she's screaming because somebody's disrupting her, no one's going to listen. But I bet your ass, if a 3-year-old is yelling really loud, everyone's going to turn around and look.
And I have that.
And I thought, okay, there's a bit of, I get that a bit. It's still not the best word.
I had to teach Bella because she learnt to read, and I have quirky decor all over my house. And I've got like epic shit written on my wall and like fuck this. And she learnt to read, and she was like, fuck, what's that? And I was like, oh shit, now I'm going to teach her what it means.
I so wanted to get that one that said, fuck this.
But
my 14-year-old wouldn't let me. She's like, that's just...
You get that for your next birthday.
Yeah, they're all all the teens now are into like not drinking, not swearing, none of like drinking in parks. And I'm like,
it's like a completely different generation.
My 16-year-old, obviously they just had their leavers day at school before, and I remember, same age, literally pouring alcohol into jam jars, putting them in our school bag and drinking them in the park. She was like, I said, do you want me to get you a little gin in a tin? She was like, no thanks, Mum, I'm going to come home and revise.
Teenagers are so different these days.
Green juice every morning.
I probably would have had a vodka every morning for kids.
You know what though? Because in the States we can't drink until we're 21, even though we can drive when we're 15, which is
doesn't make any sense.
Stupid. But yeah, I mean, when you snuck it, you had to.
Oh,
really?
Sneak it.
Oh yeah. You could be in major trouble.
I had the after prom party at my house. My mum was like,
"Did you?
Wow!" Our house. She bought all the alcohol and everything, and we just got absolutely wasted. And then after that, I wasn't allowed alcohol, so it was a one-off.
Okay, but it was a good time.
But I had a taste
just
for it.
drink in parks.
I know,
and like have like WKD.
We did
like, in parks. And do you know what WKD is?
I do.
Yeah,
that one I know.
The best. And Lambrini.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, but then I think this is because this is my older one, and she's quite sensible. All hell's gonna break loose. And my middle one, the dancer. I mean. She is.
Good luck.
Else.
So good luck with that.
It'll
be my youngest when he gets there. Yeah. Oh God. Amazing, ladies. Well, on that note, thank you so much for coming on and for travelling all this way. It's been lovely. You're going to have to come back because I feel like I could talk to you.
We definitely. Any chance we get to, not do bedtime. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Yeah, or vision.
Yeah, exactly. Come back. We'll just do it like a monthly therapy session on the couch.
Actually, it is what it feels like. Next time we're just going to lay down.
Yeah. You guys lay
together.
Down.
We'll just spoon.
You can put your head on her lap and just...
Yes. We didn't even get rank bank.
I know.
So many stories.
We have
Honestly,
much
you
to
should
cover.
see the rank bank thing on here. It's literally like... I don't know what's wrong with mums, but like, here... There's so many stories.
I bet not one involves a dog licking a baby's bum.
Probably not, no.
That was Amy's. It was like in the car. Should I do that one? I was like, yeah, you tell me.
You can cut that out.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
See, dogs. Yeah. No.
It's like Amy doesn't have kids, it's just the dogs.
Love those guys.
But thank you so much, ladies. And thank you so much to everyone listening at home. Please subscribe, download, all of the things. And if you're watching on YouTube as well, give us a subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.